This is VerySpatialTV, episode 10, Frank's Genographic project results. So, if you recall a few weeks ago, Jesse, Sue, and I had sent in samples for the Genographic project where we did the cheek swab and we put them in the mail and sent them off, and we finally got our results back a few weeks later. And what we have here are my results for my sample. Now, I chose to pick my maternal line simply because we don't actually know much about my family history beyond about my grandmother or my great-grandmother's age. So I didn't really know anything about where they had come from or through. So I found these results really interesting and exciting, and actually they're very different than what I expected. I had always heard that my family were primarily of Irish descent. As you can see here, I am the haplogroup U5, which means that we, after once leaving Eve, in Eastern Africa, we traveled up around through the Middle East and up into Eastern Europe and then over into Northeastern Europe, which is a very different ancestry than I would have expected. Of course, this only takes you up to a few thousand years ago, and what happens after that gets very hazy, and certainly any of those groups could have moved into Ireland, and in fact they did move into Ireland historically. So it doesn't necessarily contradict past information we have, but it is interesting to see what sort of area we come from. Now, I'm really interested in this because I know my mother doesn't know anything about this, and she happens to be visiting me right now, so I'm going to go home after this and show her the results, which obviously I think she'll find very interesting. So I think it's a neat thing that you can do for either yourself or your kids or your family members, and so I really encourage you to do the test if you can find any way to do it and see what your results are, and I think you'll find some really interesting, surprising stuff, and you're also really helping out the project. So hope you've enjoyed the episode, and you can look more about this at the Genographic project at the National Geographic site. Thanks.